Hi, second grade. Um, First off, I just want to say I binge watched all of your Flipgrid responses, and they're so great. Oh my gosh, I love them so much. Um, it's kind of ridiculous. To those of you who have siblings sneaking around in the background of every single video, you know who I'm talking to. I love it. It's so funny and so real, right? How many of us are trying to just like do our own thing now? And we've constantly got people like, what are you doing? How are you doing this? Blah, blah, blah. Right? It's such a strange time we're living in. Um, but anyway, your responses they've been really great. I love them so much. And you guys are doing a great job. You guys are so smart and you guys are on top of it. And shout out to your parents who are working hard at this too, right? This is not easy for anyone at this point. And you guys, I'm just so proud of all of you. It's so much. But I want to be back at school. Let's be honest. It's way better being at school with all of us together. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed, being able to, get stuff done around the house. Not around the house, around my yard. I don't do anything in my house. My house is trashed. Not really. I just have kids and Anyway, beside the point. Let's get into our lesson today. So, today we are going to be talking about animal parts. And your Flipgrid response for today is how does a lion use a part or parts of its body to catch its food, to get its food? Now, remember that lions, generally speaking, they live in prides, right? And there is only one male in the pride and then lots of females. And then, they have the kittens. Is that what a baby lion is called? A kitten? Cub. Lion cub. Cub. Sorry. Anyway, they have the cubs. And actually, you may or may not know this, but the female lions are the ones who do the hunting most of the time. And then the male lions just get to sit back and enjoy the feast. So anyway, lions, body parts. Which one of them is helpful for getting food? All right. So we are on lesson 3 on page 88, right? So there is an experiment here that I've always really enjoyed doing with your class, I guess second grade class. And, so you make this deer ear. What is it? Elk. Sorry. It's an elk ear. Out of like a harder paper. It's kind of probably similar to like the cover of your book, maybe not quite so hard. But, a stiff kind of piece of paper. And so you make that and you hold it over your ear and then there's a little clicker, right? And you'll notice that when you have the deer ear over your ear, you'll be able to hear sounds a little more clearly, more sharply. So, and one way that I think about it, so again, how is that body part going to be helpful for an elk, right? We know that elk are prey to certain animals where they live. And being able to hear like that, right, allows them to stay safe, right? And elk, we know that elk are hunted, right? And so, unfortunately, for hunters, elk have really good hearing, and so that's one of the reasons why you have to be really quiet, right? Also, you think about it like, have you ever told anyone a secret in their ear? Not necessarily like secret, because those can be bad, but you know how like you hold your hand over your ear, not only to keep the secret from being heard by everyone else, but also to help kind of channel that quiet voice into your ear so you're blocking out other noises and just focusing in on that. Maybe I'm too old, but every once in a while I would see like cartoons where there was an old lady and she had like this weird horn thing. that she would use. If she couldn't hear, she would go, eh, right? And so the idea again is that you're channeling that noise better than our ears do, right? Okay, end of the lesson. So we are going to talk about some animal needs. All right, think of the different kinds of animals in the world. They all have the same needs. A chipmunk has the same needs as a huge whale. It has the same needs as a tiny insect. Now we're talking about overarching needs. Place to live, food, air to breathe, things like that, right? Air, water, and food. There you go. Bam. Place to live, I think, is pretty important too. Yes, so animals need air, water, and food. Animals need shelter. Oh, there we go. Shelter is a safe place to live and grow. Animals need enough space to live too, right? So let's say, how many of you have ever felt a little cramped in your house? Like there's too many people living in your house. It's just too many people. Or maybe you've shared a room before with a sibling, and that is not comfortable for you, right? So you need like a physical amount of space to live with each other, right? So, yeah. All right, so what need the chipmunk needs. Right now, this chipmunk is getting something from this stream. What could he be getting from that stream? It's in this list. Is it air, water, food, or shelter from that stream? The chipmunk is getting some. You fill it in. And now we're going to talk about body parts, or at least some. All right, so animals use their body parts to get what they need. Birds use their beaks to find food. A pelican has a big beak. It scoops up fish with its beak. A woodpecker has a strong, sharp beak. It digs ants and other insects from... I just lost my place. From trees with its beak. Wow, you guys, it's early. Forgive me. Fun fact. This is not a fun fact. This is like a question that I'm thinking in my head. I want to know what kind of special adaptations the woodpecker has to not, injure itself while doing this. So, beavers, right? You know, they chop down trees with their super sharp teeth, and their teeth their teeth just constantly grow, and that's how they're able to not lose their teeth, because their teeth are just always growing, and then that action kind of helps to grind them down, essentially. So I'm wondering, about the woodpecker. So it says the woodpecker pounds holes in the tree with its beak. The holes help the bird find insects. Yes, we know that. And then look at the shape of the pelican's beak. The beak can hold big fish, right? We know that it's really stretchy at the bottom, that skin underneath its beak, so that he can fill it up with as much as he needs. And then a robin's beak is long and thin. The robin puts its beak into the soil to catch worms. And a robin walks on the ground to look for earthworms to eat. All right, so it says, write why the pelican needs a big beak. Why would he need one? Well, what need is that pelican meeting with that big beak, and how does that help him meet that need? And then, an earthworm is long and thin. Sad. It does not have bones or leg. An earthworm uses its strong muscles to move through the soil. Now, it says, write how an earthworm uses its body parts to move. Okay? Now, they may not look it on the surface, but they are incredibly strong, right? They don't look like they've got giant muscles, but for their bodies, they're incredibly strong. How many of you have ever dug in the soil, right? Especially if you just dig around here. Our soil is very, very hard, yet earthworms still can dig these elaborate tunnels and trails in our dirt. So they got to be pretty strong. So go ahead and answer that. And again, your response for today is how or what part of a lion's body is helpful for getting its food. All right? I look forward to seeing it. Bye, guys.